Hello, beautiful. Trina Brandon here to share my latest collection of stencils from StencilGirl. It's inspired by my love of fashion illustration and my memories of paper dolls when I was little. I just love picking out clothes and dressing up the little figures and even drawing the figures when I was younger. So let me show you my new collection. In the collection, there are 3 different models, 3 different poses. There's a smaller size and a larger size of the model. So when you receive your stencil, all you do is cut out the little bridges so you have the stencil, the shape of the model, and also a mask for each model. And this is what they look like. You'll see that I numbered each of the models. I also numbered the outfits that match them, just to make it easy so that I know which clothes go with which model. Of course, we have to have a closet. Here are the clothes. It includes swimwear, evening wear, and day wear. Which I also numbered so I could easily see which outfit goes with which model. Mainly model 1 and 2. Model 3, she has a different pose. She's posed on the side, so I didn't see a need to add a number to that because it's obvious which outfit is hers. So there are the masks, and I'm also going to share some examples of color so you can see what it looks like. Here is the closet for the larger size models, which are the same outfits, just in a larger size. And the reason that I included the stencil that has the openings as well as the mask is so that there's flexibility in how you want to design their outfits. The 4th stencil in the collection is a 9x12 ATC stencil, which you can use with your ATC designs, your artist trading card designs. You can use them as designs in the outfits for the models. I cut mine up for flexibility in using to design with the outfits. Next, I'll show you what it looks like when you add color to your stencils. In this example, I used the model stencil. I laid it down on a piece of watercolor paper, sprinkled some pigment powders into the openings, and spritzed water. And then what happens is you just get color filling in where the stencil openings were. And you'll notice that I did cut this stencil in half. It just makes it easier for me to work with the larger models or the smaller models, just a personal preference. And you can do that too. You could even cut each of them if you want to, cut around, depending on what types of projects that you're making with the stencils. They're so flexible. So after I did that, I had all this pigment powder on top that had spread or splattered on top of the stencil after I spritzed the water. So I took a journal page and I just flipped over the stencil onto this page. Remember, it was one piece at the time I did this. And laid all that color onto the journal page, which creates the opposite impression of the stencil itself. So I basically did this with all of the different parts of the stencils and masks so that I could see what they look like, and also tried some different medias with the stencils just to play with them. So in this case, I put down all of the masks on this page. each little cute pose. And then I spritzed some color. And then I took another piece of paper and I just laid it on top and gently pressed around. And when I pulled it up, of course, I got all that color that was on the mask, as well as I picked up some color in the background. And so I did this, you know, to see what the color looked like, as well as I could cut these out and use them as designs in my artwork, or cut them out and use them on greeting cards. There's so many things you can do. So I did the same with each one, and just to show you what they look like. So with the small closet, I laid down the mask up here, and I laid down the stencil here, and then I spritzed. And then while it was still sitting there, I turned this piece of paper on top, pressed lightly, and got the reverse. So the way I see this is there's lots of clothing ideas that I could start with by cutting out the outfits and either using them as they are or adding more color or designs to them to make a unique outfit. So I also did the same thing again with the large closet. So this was the stencil without any clothes inside it. This one right here. I laid it, I spritzed it, and then I put a piece of paper on top and picked up the color. And so as an example here, I show you this is what I did is I cut that out, and then I can use that as an outfit. I can use it just as is with whatever design pops out or add to it to make a unique outfit for the model. One thing I want to mention is with this one, I use dilutions sprays, which tend to get wet again. You know, if you pick it up, like right now I could rub this and I'm going to get this color. So what I did was I used Mod Podge just to actually I experimented with 3 or 4 different things, and when I found Mod Podge really works, Mod Podge, is I sponged it on here, and I found that it kept the color in place. It spread it a little bit, but that's okay. I like the way that it spread it. And I may use this outfit as it is, or I might add some other design to it just to make a cute outfit for my model. But what I found is when I rub it, I don't get the color off. I have some blue on my hands now because I picked up color right here. I did the same thing with a white spray, which is, this is the large model mask. This is the mask right here that I laid the mask down. I sprayed them, and then I turned this on top while it was wet, and I really like how some of the texture came out in these. So I'm excited to play more with these to figure out what type of design is going to be on their clothing. This as well is not really permanent. You see the white rubs off, so I'm going to use Mod Podge on it to set the color. The thing is, I believe for both this particular spray that I used and the dilutions, you don't want to get it wet even after you use the Mod Podge because it may still move, so just be mindful of that. And then the last one is the ATC Stencil. So this is when the stencil was whole. I just laid it down, I spritzed it, and then I laid this piece on top and picked up the opposite just to get a better feel for what the design looks like with color. So that's an idea if you'd like to try it, to get to know your stencils in general, not just these, but in general when you first get them, and try them with different types of art supplies to see what you like. One more thing that I did, oh, I just remembered. The other thing that I did was to outline the large models and show you that you don't necessarily just have to use the stencils to fill in color, but you can also draw around them to have a different method of design. You can place the dress right on top of them and draw around that and color it in, or use black and white, or there's just so many ideas, so many possibilities. I'm excited to see what you all come up with these stencils. So I hope that gives you some ideas to get started with your stencils. Not only the models and clothes, but also all stencils that you get. This may give you some ideas to try some different art supplies to see how it comes out. Next, I'll show you some finished examples that I did. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and stay positive.